Low number one. The Jacksonville Jaguars should make sure Joe Burrow is healthy when they play the Cincinnati Bengals because they can't seem to beat Jake Browning. They play the wrong JB in these games. The Bengals win 31-27, and I am like just sad with the Jags. Do you really want me to put you guys like in timeout again? Like, is there a ban that has to happen again? I thought Brian Thomas Jr. was wildly disappointing today outside the drop in the
That was
red
a
zone on
bad
fourth
game
down.
for him.
He had true alligator arm moments that one caused an interception and one could have maybe been a touchdown. And I have people going like, "Oh, it's a hospital ball." So I have the privilege. I can look at all 22 early. I can't post it. So I'll check some plays every once in a while. I looked
You
at
gotta
it.
trust us here.
It's embarrassing. Like it's embarrassing. Like and people are called a hospital. It's not a hospital ball. Like which also should be taken out of the lexicon anyways. But it's a bender or an inbreaker, and the DB is on the other side of the hash. Like if he just runs, he's catching and splitting it. But he stops, slows, and looks at the DB and holds his arm up. True alligator arms. Really disappointing for a guy I considered into the season a top 10 receiver because he was so awesome last year. But this is why the Jags are just, I said that he becomes 5'6" between the hashes as well. You got Trevor Lawrence waving off Liam Coen. You got Trevor also had a red zone pick. He also threw one play. He was 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and threw a ball because he thought he had a pass interference on a play. They're just, I don't know. They have moments. The opening quarter, I was like, oh man, they look at that Jags offense. Congrats to the Bengals for winning and pulling out this victory. It's huge. Joe Burrow might have turf toe, so we'll see what happens there. But man, this felt just more disappointing for the Jags. So I'm curious how you want to unleash on them because I could just keep going and going.
I mean, the second half by the Jags was just terrible. I mean, so they averaged in the first half, the Jaguars offense averaged 7.4 yards per play. In the second half, they were averaging like 3.9. While the Bengals jumped up to 6.3 yards per play in the second half. So really just like both sides of the ball, really just a total collapse. I think when you needed it most, it's like, damn, like we keep kind of seeing this sometimes. Now, hopefully it doesn't get as extreme as when, they were like 8-3 a couple years ago when we're in the driver's seat in the AFC, and then this game happened,
and then played the Bengals,
and then everything fell apart. And that was the last time the Jaguars were remotely fun and watchable, and it felt like things were hopeful over there. But I mean, in the second half, you run 34 plays for 133 yards. The only part of the game that at that point that was working was, a couple ETN carries, but the way that the drop back game really fell off, like you said, Brian Thomas Jr., I thought that was maybe his worst game that I've seen him play so far. Trevor Lawrence had some really nice moments in this first half. Second half, it got a little shaky sometimes. But I really just think like you gave up 6.3 yards per play to a Jake Browning-led offense. I mean, what's the deal there? I thought they had enough talent maybe to play a little bit better than that, but dude, like Tyson Campbell got torched today, and they couldn't really get anything going in the second half on defense. Really, really bad look, I think, for them.
It's like talk out of both sides of your mouth with the Jaguars. It's like, because that's the thing is like they had moments where I was like, man, this looks great. Like, Trevor's trusting different receivers. Diamond Brown's having a nice moment. Okay, they're working out Travis. Okay, they're working this all out. Okay, they're rotating the backs. Like Bashal Tootin had some nice moments. I'm like, okay, they had a 50% rushing success rate today. They finished with a 48.6 overall success rate, and they had 3 turnovers on defense. If you told me that against a backup quarterback, like, oh, so they won by 17. They won by 14, and no, it was down to the wire, and they lost the game. Yeah, it's just there's something about this team where it's just like they're just so dumb at times, and I know it's going to take time to refresh it, but they just feel that way. That even today, where they felt efficient at times, then they just had some of the worst moments of the week, and it's just just very, very frustrating. That's just always like one step forward, one step back, or 2 steps back sometimes. So that's a game I'm going to definitely rewatch because it's leaving a weird taste in my mouth, and I'm sure Jags fans feel the same. Bengals pull off a huge win. Now they have to figure out what the Joe Burrow injury is, what that's going to be. We already see what Brock Purdy's missing time with a turf toe variant, that mutated and turned into the Red Hulk or something, or into Venom. So now, but anyways, we're gonna move on to that's enough Jags. They're so close. They're just like I'm hovering that ban over them right now. But we go on to low number 2, and I was about to do this for this other team that we're going to talk about. Patriots and Dolphins, just sloppiness, just sloppy game. 22 combined missed tackles, the 22 combined penalties. The Patriots had 12 missed tackles, which is their highest missed tackle rate since week 4 in 2021, according to our friend Keegan Abdu from Next Gen Stats. The H-An was running wild. Everybody was running wild. Drake May had a great game, probably his most efficient from beginning to start game. Only really missed one throw off the top, back of my mind, where Booty didn't settle on one. Keyshawn Booty looks great, by the way. So that looks kind of a fun development here.
He does.
He looks he's really actually trustworthy now, which is I'm like shocked. So it's like, yeah, that's like a really fun development for them.
He was supposed to be the guy after Chase and Jefferson, and it never happened for reasons that you can go Google for yourself. But just
a lot of reasons.
lots of reasons. Yeah, I don't even have enough show to get to them. But it looks like some of the talent that people were hyping on a long time ago now has really started to at least take hold a little bit. I don't know what clicked for him, but thank God that they got at least someone out there. You know, it's been tough sledding for a while. Yeah,
because Diggs ain't it. The Patriots had a moment where they had, it was like 8 minutes or so left in the game. They had the lead. Kind of one of those drives where it's not a 4-minute drive, but it's a drive you really want to like eat some clock, maybe get a field goal out of. Like 2 false starts, an illegal shift. Garrett Bradbury rolled a shotgun snap on the ground, and then he did the double whammy of having a bad snap and then in the middle of the play turning around like he's a 9th grader. And so he bad snaps it, turns around, and then so both interior linemen just run right by him. So it's like, just hold up. If you have a bad snap, just hold up. Just eat it. Because otherwise you're leaving your quarterback on the ground just getting smoked. But yeah, I don't know. They allowed a punt return for a touchdown. And it was funny, the commentator, I didn't even know who it was, but I heard him say, he goes, sometimes that's the issue when you have a big booming punt, you outkick your coverage. And then I watched the replay. It's like they had 5 guys there and they missed 5 tackles. Like that wasn't like out kicking your coverage. That was just bad tackling. And then on the next play, they just return a kick for a touchdown. The Patriots do. So it's just like, Tyreek Hill is returning punts now. Like it's just like like everything about this game just felt weird. Like it really did. And then I don't know. And then there's Drake May with, I believe he had over a 60% success rate. Had a lollipop throw touchdown to Booty. That was beautiful. And then he had the wheel route to Stevenson where he stepped up. We made Phillips miss. That was really nice. I know it's a low, but I'm sneaking in some awesome May praise here because that he was really fun today. Dolphins
they had a drop back. The Patriots had a drop back success rate today of 63%. The Dolphins also had 59.9%. So, lots to clean up. And it was so interesting because when I was watching this game, like it just felt like the Dolphins, like even like you start looking at the end of the game and you see, Tua had like, a nice box score game, but it never felt like he was actually in control of like playing well during the game. His EPA numbers are great, success numbers are great. When I watched the game, I was like, this feels like it's about to crack any second. And then, even though you get to the final result, 33-27, wow, so exciting. Like, no, this is a sloppy game between two, like pretty obviously bad teams. But it's okay for the Patriots to be like where they are in terms of their team quality. The Dolphins, we know we had the offseason where we were just yelling about how much it looks like they've fallen off, but to be like this bad, man, like this bad, that there's no excuse for that.
No, there's not. And especially for a defense and teams that want to be revamped and everything. I mean, or offense, I should say. And like that should be the expectation. And it's just like at the end, they like when it's 3rd and long, they're just like, it just feels like, they have no shot here. Like once they hit like a middle screen, because like Tua's not pushing the ball, he's going to check something down. So like you say, it's like statistically it feels fine during the middle of the game. But when it comes down to crunch time, and I know Dolphins fans feel this and are complaining about it now, it's just like, no, they're not going to pull this out because he's not going to attack down the field or not going to do that next thing. He took 5 sacks. That's an issue too. Like he's not for a ton of yards or anything, but he's under duress. Like, and it's not like that's his wheelhouse to be performing during that. So let's move on to low number 3. And this was Steelers offense fell a little flat / Seahawks defense kind of took control. But yeah, just Steelers offense Steelers just kind of fell apart as the game went along. And Steelers overall, because you even had Caleb Johnson and who I'm like, I gotta see this guy on the field. I gotta see this guy on the field. And then he does that. And I'm like, okay, I understand Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith why you're keeping him on the bench for now, as he allows the gimme touchdown because he doesn't understand the rules.
Okay, but like, the thing is, like, you don't even have to understand the new rules to avoid that mistake. Like, at no point, if on a kickoff, the ball is live, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even in college, if you muff a kickoff or a punt, it's live. Like, I know he felt it touch his hands in his helmet. So even if you think, oh, bounce back so far, it's, maybe it's just going to roll the back of the end zone for a safety. Go make sure. Like, what? And then just to watch him stand there as the Seahawks ran to recover for a touchdown, I was like, what just happened there? Because even before you invited the new rules, like, if on an old kickoff, if he just let's let the ball smack him in the face and then it goes in the end zone, it's the same exact rules. So I don't know why, and it's the same for college too and high school. So I don't really know what happened there, but I do know this. He's gone. Like, he's never going to play again this year. Like, like you
Rodgers
said,
and Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
No.
We're not
going to see him for 3 months.
Yeah,
like,
so maybe
are
next
unless
year
someone gets
him,
hurt.
That was bad.
I know.
Bad.
And,
I was so baffled at how
Jalen
he was.
Trust me. After watching when I was a kid, watching Plaxico Burress fumble a ball because they didn't realize that in the NFL you have to be touched down. Like, ever since that, I've been also a Steeler his rookie year. Ever since that, I've never been shocked by what a college player just doesn't know. Like, or rookie doesn't know. Like, nothing has ever shocked me ever again. Ryan Tannehill not knowing what the divisions are, that nothing ever shocks me with what a rookie does and does not know.
Shoot. Last week, Brian Callahan not knowing that an elbow coming down makes it a catch when you're trying to get two inside. Crazy.
I know. It is. And I mean, the Seahawks got rolling in the second half. This is kind of what I expected. I thought they matched up really well against the Steelers. In the second half, the Seahawks finished with a 52% success rate, 44% rushing, 60% passing, 7 explosive plays in the second half, almost a 23% explosive play rate, which is ridiculous. And then Rodgers, on the other hand, as soon as he gets under pressure, he's done. Like, he just starts. It's so crazy because he's got to just throw. And I think that's an underrated thing with Rodgers is how much he relied on his athleticism. So now it's kind of a weird, how he plays is just a weird disconnect of how he wants to play, which is just getting old. You can see this on the screen, but Rodgers under pressure today, 3 for 11, 36 yards, a pick, 2.8 passer rating. If you like your missionary box score stats, 3 sacks, overall finished with a 33% dropback success rate. He's not the main breadwinner of this offense. He kind of just has to keep it on the rails, but you can't 33% dropback rate. Why did we get rid of Russell and Justin Fields if that's what you're delivering here without the rushing ability? Like, I don't need that. That does not helping out this offense or taking it to a new level. Also did think it was funny though. He realizes that he's just playing with a bunch of monster basketball players. So he's just lobbing things up to DK Metcalf. And the 2-point play to Darnell Washington was funny, but Steelers are gonna be in it. They won week 1. And I thought this was a good win for the Seahawks, kind of like a complete team game from them. They opened up some stuff on offense. Torrey Horton got a touchdown.
Yes.
Yeah, flying on it. Jalen Ramsey had a very eventful day where he's botching coverage and he has a great pick. He was just all over the place in good and bad ways. So, yeah, kind of a fun game. I got to watch most of it, truly, while I was on the plane coming home. And then I also just wanted a side mention. Broncos, it's low 3.5. Broncos losing because of a leverage penalty on a 60-yard field goal. First, why are you going for leverage on a 60-yard penalty? My son just came in the room. And then also, why are you calling that? You never call a leverage penalty. It was kind of a double whammy. And also the Colts offense, kind of fun with Daniel Jones against a Broncos defense that's we have high expectations for. What did you think about that game?
Dude, what the hell? I don't get what's happening here with this Daniel Jones stuff in Indianapolis, but I think this. Anthony Richardson will see you on a new team next year. Because I just don't know if they're ever going to turn back. Because now Shane Steichen can say, "See, look, it wasn't me that was the problem.
Yeah,
we just cut up the Broncos." And honestly, it's cool to see this offense when it can be at their best. Jonathan Taylor had a great game today. Daniel
Yeah.
Jones, obviously, he had another good game. Alec Pierce had some big moments. Tyler Warren's getting involved in the passing game and getting big plays. Last week I was like, okay, the Dolphins probably really are just that bad, and we'll see what happens moving forward. But to,
Right.
to beat up the Broncos like that kind of changes some things, at least about like what the tune for this team should be this season. And quite honestly, it's probably going to save some people's jobs, a lot of people's jobs. A decade of Ballard is about to go in strong into year 11 next year. So I'm really surprised at how good that the Colts have been, and it's kind of fun to watch because when you ever just have like this, island misfit toys you don't really expect. They lost their two of their best offensive linemen. It's thrown in Daniel Jones, and bang, first 2 weeks, Daniel Jones having like the best stretch of his career. Random, any given Sunday. Like I still want to see more, but right. So far, you got to give them props. They were right. They were right.
I know. Yeah, it was one of those after last week. I was like, all right, let's see what the Jets offense with Fields and Colts offense with Colts. I need some more data points. And it was like the Jets offense today. I was like, there it is. And then the Colts, they just kept scoring. And it just kept moving the ball. Daniel Jones finished with his average air yards today was almost 10 yards, 9.8. This dude's just chucking it now. There's some good design stuff. There was some cool stuff. Tyler Warren, like guys are making plays. Alec Pierce looks amazing. Freaking Daniel Jones finished with a 60% dropback success rate. I should have looked up like what his record is. Might be his first game when he played the Bucs when he was with the Giants.
That's got to be the highest. He just needs to get back in that jersey number from college, 17. Just had to
That's
get
it.
that.
Yes. I always said that when I was, scout team quarterback, I played better when I wore 12. And like my best week ever as a scout team quarterback was when I had to be Colt McCoy. I always swear I was like I had to wear 12. That was the only reason. That was the only reason I played well that week. No, but I had a ban on the Colts, and now it's like, oh, that was an easy lift. All right, get it back on the Jags. Just because I know it's interesting. Even Xavier Howard had like the most eventful drive of a DB can possibly have. He had like 3 penalties in a row. He had like 2 tackles, a missed tackle, all in one drive. So it was just very eventful day in that game. And I thought the Broncos were going to start rolling, but they just couldn't put it away. Even if they had some nice moments, Bo Nix started hot. They had some great designs. Bo Nix wasn't even sacked the whole day. There's only 1 sack this entire game. So eventful game, eventful day.